It went as we expected, would you believe? I couldn't understand the narrative around this game. Not that I pay a huge amount of attention to it, but definitely some of it was getting through, and it wasn't making sense to me. We knew the type of game that Monaghan were going to bring today, and we knew it was going to be a really tough encounter, and it took all our grit, determination and experience to get over the line, and we had spoken about that all week, that this was going to go down to the wire, to the bitter end, and we need to be ready for that, and thankfully we were.
You weren't surprised then that the hour marking was level and there for right momentum?
Yeah, no, I think anyone doing proper analysis on Monaghan would see that they're probably, I've never seen an improvement in a team like it in my time being involved in management. I know that some sort of poor performances earlier, but the adjustments they made all the way through, very, very cohesive, everyone really comfortable with the game plan. They use their goalkeeper Rory Began really well in trying to create overloads and mismatches, and you have to be so careful in how you set up against that, because they can expose you at the front of your defensive line through those overloads and mismatches, but if you press up and push too hard, they can pick you apart in behind as well. So they brought all of that, and we knew that, as I said, and ultimately we're just very happy to get over that. We didn't play particularly well. I think it was a nervy performance for us, a semi-final type performance if you like, but ultimately showed enough composure and had a good last 10-15 minutes and saw us over the line.
Dessie, experience was huge in that last 10-15 minutes. Like, it's fair to say this is what Jack and Manny and Stephen came back for.
Yeah, exactly. It's and I'm sure there was a lot of people, including myself, were wondering whether it was going to happen or not with 10 minutes to go, but we backed ourselves to, if we were in that position, that having those types of players on the pitch at that stage would be a huge help, and it proved to be the case today. And another day it may not, because all those senior lads are a little bit older, and you never know. Every game takes on a life of its own, but today it definitely worked for us.
But what is that like? What tangibility does that experience bring in this coach?
Yeah, well, you can't coach it. You can't give it to young fellas, and they're brilliant and they're full of energy and they want to be involved and they want to be part of it. But there's certain things that life experience teaches you, and how to close out big games like that is one of them. So we're fortunate to have that type of experience and depth in the squad.
Dessie, McCarthy and Carl O'Connell, huge influences on this Monaghan team over the year. Did a good job on both of them.
Yeah, I thought McCarthy got at us a little bit too easily in the first quarter, but we seemed to manage those two threats a little bit better from there out.
Dessie, how satisfying is it to be back at the big dance now after falling in semi-finals the last 2 years?
Yeah, of course it is. It's you set your stall out at the start of the year, and that's where you hope to be. And there's a lot of our players have been through it before. I know what it's about, but there's over 20 lads in the squad at the minute that have never been in an All-Ireland final. They've been involved maybe in the last year or last 2 years, but an All-Ireland final is a very new experience for them. So it was very exciting for those lads, of course, and I'm sure the senior guys are sort of happy to have a taste of it again.
The challenge for you, Dessie, when you came back, wherever the lads came back, so around Christmas time or so, last year, facing in Division 2 in the league, uncertainty, and here you are now in an All-Ireland final so many months. Like, talk to that journey, how it's taken you, and what have you learned over it?
Yeah, I think you just have to look at the season. It's a campaign, and you have to look at it. We look at it in different phases, and you set your targets or your objectives for the first phase, second phase, third phase. So thankfully we're on track, but the third phase is the most important, and and we have a massive game coming up in 2 weeks, and we'll judge ourselves on that particular phase based on that result.
Is Sean be okay for restart?
We're hoping so. We picked up a couple of knocks here today as well, so the medical team will be busy, I'm sure. But yeah, you need everybody. You definitely need everybody. So fingers crossed that we'll have a clean bill of health.
The nature of his injury,
He's a calf injury, so it's you know, it's one of those. It's a niggly type of one, so it's yeah, we're hoping we'll get him right. Yeah.
Dessie, you got Kieran Kilkenny into the game early. Why isn't he starting, given the impact that he's had?
Yeah, no reason for not to start him other than it's a full, like we talk about this a lot. It's we've 39 players in the squad. 26 get to travel on match day, and 15 get to start. And you know, from a strategic perspective, we saw the last couple of seasons that probably not having that strength and depth on the bench is ended up biting us. And you know, it's something we're trying to manage this year. And you know, it's been Kieran the last 2 games, Jack as well, but Tom Lahiff, Darren Newcombe, David Hannon, fellas who haven't put a foot wrong through the National League, are not getting game time either, you know. So as we keep telling everybody, it's in our setup. It'll take all of us, not just some of us.
Does he snuck out a couple of goal chances in the first half there? I think it's 17 sheets in a row, actually 13 for Stephen himself. How important is that platform in that game?
Yeah, obviously if you're not conceding goals, it's huge, particularly in tight games where you know the scoring isn't that free flowing. A goal makes a big difference. It gave us a bit of daylight, albeit very much at the end there, but it's significant to be able to keep a clean sheet in tight games like that.